We back here for part 3 of the shit talking, you might as well say. But it's gonna get realer as it go. Just tune in and listen. This is real life. We ain't got this written down. We ain't got none of this. This is the real thing. Don't. We ain't giving out locations, you hear me? But this just what it is, raw and uncut. Y'all see me and my husband going back and forth because he full of crap. So this what y'all getting. This what this what y'all getting. My husband pop shit and I get on his ass. So yeah, this was happening. Come on, Tech. That's my husband, by the way.
Let's get to this gear.
Yeah,
As
come on, Dave
far as
Lowe.
education, as far as education goes, what's your expectations of your child education as a woman? Like, what's your expectations?
I expect them. I expect them to get everything right. I expect them to have good grades. Yes, you're gonna make mistakes, but it's up to you. And I expect you to fix those mistakes. You're not gonna keep making the same mistakes over and over and over again. Have good grades. If you don't have good grades, you have no phone.
Okay. What about as far as making it just to the 12th grade, to the standard education?
No, I expect them to go through college.
Beyond?
But after 12th grade, once you hit to 12th grade and you feel as though college ain't for you, I'm going to talk to you about it. But if you personally feel like college is not for you, I'm not going to force you and beat you in the head about it.
Okay. Okay, because some parents, they like to force their child into majoring in an education that they don't want to, and not to waste a lot of money. That's why I feel like kids look at education or school as like a burden or something like that. That's what makes them not want to go to college. If they look at education or going to school as fun, they love to learn, like learning is a fun experience and all of that. That's what makes them value more school. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
A lot of kids go to college because of sport, like whether it be football, basketball, something like that. But as of right now, my son plays football, my daughters, they into cheerleading, basketball, they into a whole lot of different stuff. But like we try to make them understand the importance of education based on you need education for jobs, real opportunities out in this world. So if you want to be more than what you're seeing out here, then you need education. If you don't go to college, you need to learn while you're in school now so that you can use these tools when you go out in the real world. Right?
Right. So I'm gonna ask y'all this. What is y'all outlook? Well, of course, we share the same kids, so I know your outlook, but I still want you to, give your opinion. But what would be your outlook, Dave Lowe, on the educational standards, Lane?
Okay. Completing the 12th grade for sure. Like finishing high school, like that.
You have 1 minute remaining.
But like I'm with you as far as college, because my.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so back to the topic. So my son, I was always expecting him to make it to the 12th grade. He ended up going to college. Of course, he dropped out, went to the service and stuff like that. But he had scholarships for multiple places to play basketball. And, I used to be like, damn, why he drop out? Like, but then again, like, college ain't for everyone. Like, some people, they go because they want them extra credentials. Some of them, they go, because of the sports. And, some, they just say, this ain't for me. But me, it's like, I never thought my son would have made it that far because the last grade I completed was the 11th. And, of course, that was easy with the help of the DH and stuff like that, juvenile lockups. But I'm working on my GED. I got everything except for my math. I need a 145. Closest I got was a 143. So in order for me to go to college, I need my GED. I need to complete this math. So I believe education is important in any child's life because, they don't want to be told they can't do this or they can't do that because they don't got this or they don't got this requirement. So I push my kids to always do their very best or whatever it is they're going to do. The education is a must for my daughter. She told me all the time she going to Harvard. So, she loves school. So much. I just wish I would have been taught that.
Right.
What about you, Ted?
Um, Mostly anything both of y'all said, including my wife, because we share the same moral values. But one of the main things that I teach, my kids outside of just the education is how they present themselves to people in this world. You know what I'm saying? It's important that being as though they're black kids growing up in the environment they're growing up in, and what's going on with our culture, that my kids don't present themselves to be nothing other than what they are. They're not street kids. They're not gang. They're not selling drugs. They're not, so like my son, when he came home talking all his cuz, it wasn't about me being blood. I didn't want him saying cuz. He came home saying blood. It'd have been the same thing. It's just like, yo, you're not that. Don't start mimicking something that you see and don't understand. And then you end up caught up in a situation where somebody bust your ass because of words you're using, or you end up, in a situation be who you are. You're a young, smart, little, handsome young fella. Go to school, get your good grades. That's what you're going to school for, and just be who you are. So, just presenting themselves the right way. Being respectful to people. That reflects on me and their mother, because if they're going out in the world and they're acting a certain way, they gonna be like, people gonna be looking at them like, damn, they mother and father this, or you know what I'm saying? Like, they have, unlike most kids out here, unlike me and my wife, they have both parents. Though I might be incarcerated, I'm hands on 24/7. You know what I'm saying? Like, so they don't have no excuses to be made as far as like, oh, my parents ain't there, my dad or my mother this. You know what I'm saying? Where we strict, but we loving as well. You know what I mean? Like, they very spoiled, but we're strict, making sure that they earn everything they got. They don't just get just because we got the money to buy. They earn it. You know what I'm saying? So just making sure they present themselves in this world properly.
Right.
That's why I be assaulted, by the way.
And all right, and another thing I wanna is something that you
Right.
just said that I wanna piggyback off of, like both of them having, and this goes for both of y'all, but both of them, like how our kids got both parents, even though one is incarcerated. Like, explain that to people. Like, I want both of y'all point of view on that. Like,
So I go first. So I grew up without a father, right? So I know how it affected me, and I know I've known people that grew up with both mother and father and still ended up in everything I went up in and more. So I can't say that me growing up without a father, you know what I'm saying, caused me to be in prison or caused me to go through the things that I went through. But the lack of having a father to help my transition from boyhood to manhood was very, much a reason for me going out here trying to figure it out on my own, right? So despite the fact that I'm in prison, it took me, I've been locked up going on 19 years, and it took me about um, 12 years of that, like, before I really understood how important I needed to play a role in my kid's life. And it might have been too late for my oldest daughter because certain understandings we don't have to this day. But I made sure that since that moment that I realized the importance of me being a father meant to them, and I didn't want them to repeat the same mistakes that I made or have that as an excuse for why they make the choices that they make or mistakes that they make. I make sure that every minute counts, whether it be just homework, whether it be just talking to them, whether it be just whatever they going through. I get on their ass. Sometimes they don't like me. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes my 14-year-old daughter, sometimes she act like she don't love me. Sometimes I'm daddy of the year. You know what I mean? But it's all in stride. Tough love sometimes be the love that matters most. So I just try to make every minute of it count.
and that's what they're gonna carry on with them throughout life. So that goes back to me saying when you teach them young, it will follow them throughout life. Like, so we
So
definitely deal
for
with the
me,
changes.
this day, no, me growing up, with just one parent alive, I watched my mom get murdered when I was 4.5. So I always wanted that mother figure in my life and just never had it. Like, so
Wait,
it,
it's about to cut you off. So stick a pin in that. Cause hold on, come back for part 4.